Hi, folks. Got back from football. Played for about, well, I say played, ish, for about 2.5 hours. So with gentle running, hardly any running at all. Well, at 57, you're not going to be running too much. And also, come on, I wouldn't have the pace. I'm, most of the other people there are in their 20s. And, you know, yeah, fit as a fiddle, fit as a brand new fiddle. For me, in a couple of weeks after playing, I will be as fit as a fiddle. Now, whether that fiddle is broken and smashed or whether it's a decent one, I don't know. So I will be as fit as a fiddle myself. I will get fitter. I mean, what's going to happen is that obviously, like today, yeah, weight of pass wasn't quite there sometimes. And once I got knackered, once the legs and the knees were knackered, that was it really. The passing went to crap. Because, of course, it does. Because you're not moving quite the same. You're not, you know, you don't have that freedom of movement that you have when the game starts. And so, therefore, yeah, it was struggling. For about the last hour and a half, I was struggling. And so, next weekend, I won't be struggling for that long. I'll probably be struggling for about half an hour. And so, there. And then the week after, it will change again. It'll be something different. Yeah. And so, yeah, whatever happens, I won't get to the point where I can run like I did when I was 15. Not by, keep on going at the age of closer to 60. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But what will happen is, your control, your passing will be better. You're learning what your teammates are going to do in that. But again, if they keep switching teams, which they will do, because again, you don't know who you're going to be playing alongside. It was 8 aside today. But at one point, it was 7 aside, and the other team got 8. And then we had 7, then we got another one. Another one turned up and joined our team. And so, yeah. I have said to them, change the area. Because right now, they've always had it where they have the goals right near a path. And when people are shooting, they're shooting right where people are walking. And I said, if you do that, if one time you hit a kid, that parent of that kid is going to go effing mad. Hell will be paid. Move it around so you have the goals facing the opposite direction. So therefore, your lines, as in your offside lines, are where that is, rather than, and so therefore the ball's hardly going to go in the path area now. And so hopefully they do that next time, because again, it's going to happen. When they shoot, because it's a tiny goal, and I mean it's a tiny goal, very, very small. They whack it. Because the goalkeeper's in the way, they're hoping to get it. Basically, you've got a tiny area, and most of the time you've got 3 players of the opposition standing right in front of the goal. Chances you're going to get the ball into the goal is very, very slim, being it's such a small goal. Like the hockey goals, the ice hockey, it's like that. That's basically, actually, the ice hockey goals are bigger. So it's that small. And you're trying to get, at least with ice hockey, they've got a tiny puck they're trying to get through. You've got a football that you're trying to get past. And so what they do is they try and use power. So yeah, if they keep it as it is, the same position, the same place where the goals are, at some point they're going to hit either an old lady or they're going to hit a child with the ball. And they're going to get into trouble for that. So yeah, I hope they change it. That would make sense. Anyway, apart from that, yeah. The reason why, like last night, I was doing videos about Craig McKay and talking about Craig McKay is because, his message to me on Facebook. As soon as I read it, I thought, you stupid little man. Why have you done this? Straight away, because I pointed out something very simple, something that was actually wrong. And I was pointing out the fact of opening things up to everyone to just bring is risky, right? Now, I could easily have had a go at him. I could have said that you're the person who bought this. You invited whoever to bring whatever there, knowing it's quite possible the devil's going to put some people there to say some stuff that is blasphemy, because that's the point. What the man said about God said that he wants me to pray for the gates of heaven to be. If God didn't say that, that's blasphemy, right? So you're welcoming blasphemy. Do you know what? This is something I was speaking to God about this last night, and something came to me, and I understood something in ways that I never had before. Yeshua was crucified because of a fake claim of blasphemy. The reason why they let Barabbas go wasn't because that's what God wanted, even though God wanted that. It was because Barabbas was a murderer. He murdered the physical body. But he couldn't make a difference to where you go to spiritually. But blasphemy, that's far worse than murder. Far worse. It was then. Blasphemy, false prophecy, all these things were taken bloody seriously by those people at that point in time. Blasphemy, if you continued to blaspheme, you would be crucified. You think about that. And then you've got Craig McKay welcoming blasphemy into that, the filling station in Elgin. Yeah, he would boast that God has given him this responsibility for this. Yeah, and what have you done with it? You're welcoming him what? Now, again, I could have said all that, didn't. Have just now. I've said what I could have said. Yeah, okay. Could have said that. That would have been a fair point. Because the point of it is, it was blasphemy. Yeah, okay. And what did he do? Straight away. All you want to do is judge people. All you want to do is say that you're right and everyone else is wrong. No, I pointed out one situation which was blasphemy, and how then inviting people forward is risky. Because I said earlier, obviously, inviting people forward was nice, but risky. Therefore, I'm giving this as an example of why it's risky, because someone brought blasphemy. Okay? Then, to decide to condemn me based upon that, because he's realised that I'm not this. Because again, he started the message by saying that he thought that I was now at peace and that I'd turned the corner. Turn what corner? Turn to be churchy. He thought I'd become churchy. Why? Because I can be friendly, I can be nice, I can be saying things to be a blessing. Again, I'm saying things to be a blessing based upon God leading me. I'm not saying things to people please, but he took that as people pleasing. He took that as me being more like them. And he was happy that, I am now more like them, even though I never was. I was never more like them. But, yeah. He was happy for that. And, he was then disappointed that I'm not. That I'm still the same person who points out when things aren't of God. Yeah, as we should. In my understanding, as we bloody well should. Look, to me, talking to God about it again this morning, and just, saying to God, come on. Look, I can understand if people say that they love the Lord, but they don't give a crap whether the devil is being brought or God in such a thing. Okay, I get that. But when they say they've given their life to God, but everything is not about God, what? If you've given your life to God, everything has to be about God. Otherwise, you've not given your life to God. Because you haven't. That's not judgmental. You haven't. If you give your life to God, then every blinking thing is about God. Everything. Everything. And so when it isn't, okay, this person hasn't given their life to God. They can claim they love God. They can claim that. That's fine. But they love God the way they love cheese. Right, okay, fine. Because that's also true. They love God the way they love EastEnders or Coronation Street or whatever. You know, how they love a glass of white wine with cheese and how they love, yeah, a nice red with their steak. Okay, fine. You love God. Christy, well done to you. Does it matter? No. No. Whereas, you see, with people, there's a lot of people who love to look like a good little Christian. They love to look like they give a crap. Right? They love that. And those are the people that I don't want to be around in any way, shape, or form. At all. No. And unfortunately speaking, with Craig, it's obvious what he is, and that's okay. He's where he is right now, but there you go. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.